It's the third week of January and today is a rainy day, which is really nice because it's very humid, the environment, and I love it. This week it's been an interesting week because I decided to declutter my makeup case and I find a lot of really interesting information. So in this journey to go to a zero waste lifestyle, I find out that makeup is really interesting because, first of all the containers where you can find your lipstick or eyeshadows or whatever makeup you use are not actually recyclable. And then the other thing that concerns me more, it's actually the ingredients of those type of products. So in order to find a little bit more information about the type of ingredients of all the products that I was using in my face, I went back to the Zero of Stuff blog, which is really interesting because they have a lot of information. And I found a little movie about cosmetics, and in the movie they talk about this ad that it's quite interesting. And the name of the application is Think Dirty, which I really like the name. So I'm going to show you more or less what I found in the ad because I downloaded it in my iPad. You can download it as well. Unfortunately, it's an American-Canadian ad, so I'm not quite sure if it's available around the globe, but if you can find it, download it, play with it, you're going to find some interesting stuff. So the application is called Dirty Thing and it's available for free in the Apple Store. You can download it for your iPad or your iPhone and you will see something like this. The interesting thing about this application is that it has a database of products and brands that you can research by brand name or barcode. And it will give you a lot of information about the ingredients on that brand of that specific product that you're looking for. So just to make you an exercise, I happen to have some products from the brand of Estee Lauder. So if you put the keyword and make a search, it will give you a bunch of products from that brand that they have in their database and they have already ranked. The ranks over here, they do it in a scale from 0 to 10, taking 0 as a green product, no dangerous for you, and taking 10 as a very highly toxic product. So you can search over here, and for some reason it happens that I have this brand, the Estee Lauder little facial moisturizer. And unfortunately, that specific product is ranked in a bad number, which is a 9. So if you click on the product, it will tell you the type of things that they find out that are not really good. For example, it will tell you if it has carcinogenic chemicals or chemicals that damage your immune system or your reproductive system. You can find also more details by clicking in the list of ingredients. And by clicking in the list of ingredients, it tells you the elements that are really bad and the elements that are not that bad and the elements that are not really toxic for you. The interesting part about this product that I have is that it has just a fuck of a lot of ingredients. And some of them are not really bad for you, but the thing is that there are some products that that the product has that are not even rank, which means that probably there's not a lot of information about that specific ingredient. So anyway, what I find out is that it's a really interesting exercise to make sure that whatever you buy and you're putting on your face specifically right now, it's actually good for you or not. The other thing that I found very interesting about the application is that it gives you options. For example, if you're looking for a moisturizer and it turns out that the one that you have at home is not really good for you, if you click here in Our Picks, it will give you suggestions of brands that they have ranked and are actually not dangerous for you. So you can have an alternative. You can decide there if you want to buy it or change brands or whatever. Also, you can buy from the application because it has links to Amazon. So you can be linked and shop what they suggest that it's really good. So doing exercises with this application, you can find lots of brands, lots of information. The other thing that I really like about the application is that also gives you the list of products that they already consider vegan, good for vegans or good for people who is concerned about animal protections. So I will say, if you can download it, try it. It's a really amazing way to find out if whatever you have or you're putting in your face is actually safe for you or not. So doing my own exercise of finding out if the products that I have at home are really safe for me or not, I pull out all the makeups and all the facial care products that I have, which unfortunately I have a lot, and research it in the application and make sure if they were good or not. And it was surprisingly not really good. So I have a couple of facial moisturizers from Estee Lauder, plus a couple of eyeshadows from Estee Lauder as well. And although those products were not actually in the database, just seeing the products that the database has and not noticing that all the products of Estee Lauder are bad rank, it just gives me the awareness that probably Estee Lauder is not a really good brand for you. So something to think about it. Other brand that I was using was Avene, which I thought it was a European brand. And I have been using their cleaning system for a while, and it was surprisingly amazing to find that they are actually toxic. So I have to say goodbye to them. Another brand that I was using for a long time was Bioderm. Actually, this used to be my makeup masquerade. I don't use makeup anymore, and I haven't used it for a long time because I'm trying to clean my face from products, but it was sad to find out that Bioderm is also a very toxic brand in the database. Going to eye masquerade and highlights for your eyes, I find out that Clinique is another brand that is bad qualified, also with CoverGirl. So I find this organic bio brand called Ilia that it's not that toxic, so probably this is the one that I'm gonna keep for now. And I find out that none of these eye highlighters are actually ranked in the database, but this one, it's supposed to be certified organic in the label, so this is the only one that I'm gonna keep. Moving to eyeshadows. This Manhattan eyeshadow brand is toxic. This, I don't know actually how you call this product. Oh, blush. The one that you use for your cheeks. Those ones are actually European. I got them in Europe, and Europe is one of the countries, the European countries are one of the ones that really take care of the products and the quality of the products, and they have banned a lot of chemicals over there. Unfortunately, this one is not in the database, and this one, some of the products of this brand are really good, some others are not really good. I don't think that I'm gonna keep this one. Another thing that I have are these little sticky things that you use over your nose or your chin, and it's supposed to remove the dark spots in your nose. If you ever have anything from this brand, it's actually really bad. They are actually really toxic. You can check the list of ingredients in the application and you will be surprised. So don't use it anymore. And these ones, last ones, are these actually very innocent wax things to remove the mustache. And you might think that what kind of damage you can get from that. They have a lot of ingredients that are really bad. So I don't think that I'm gonna be using a lot of makeup and facial products for a long time. Anyway, thinking about all this exercise, it just makes me realize that we probably live in the wrong idea, because for some reason in our societies women needs to be beautiful, and I think a lot about those young women who use a lot of makeup and all those makeup tutorials that you can find in YouTube that promote a lot of products, and I cannot stop thinking about the levels of toxicity and damage that we are actually putting in our faces. Men are a different story, because they don't usually use a lot of products for their face, and because our societies are more forgiving with them. In the case of the women, that's a challenge, because it's all right to be beautiful. What is not that all right is to, in order to be beautiful, have to put a lot of toxins in your face and make yourself in danger, but also make other species, like other type of animals, in dangers. Just let's put it from a vegan point of view, or for people who likes to protect animals. If you are one person that likes to protect animals, and the only focus of animals that needs to be protected in your mind are your dog or your cat, then you're a little bit hypocrite. Because what about the bunnies and the rats and the chimpanzees that are used in laboratories to taste makeups and fashion products? Or what about whales and other species that are hunted to take some chemicals from their bodies to be part of your makeup products? That's a tough choice. If you still want to keep using makeup, it's all right. But I think that it's a moment to start thinking if what you're putting in your face is actually good for you or not. So, my question for you is, do you know what you have in your face?